Hollywood without Mexicans? Is it still going on? Disney? Marvel? Are we just puppets to you? Or people to take out your trash? In his ongoing series, Movie Without Mexicans, Part 3, Carlos Cantana talks about aliens, a movie we all love. And I have covered this as well on the channel as to why this role was specifically written, the role of Vasquez, as a tough East LA Chicana, and yet they casted a white woman instead back in the mid-'80s. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I want you to do that. I want you to engage and check out a lot of Carlos's entertaining and illuminating blog posts, which we will jump to another one really quick. But let's just go over a few things here. Welcome back to another edition of Movies Without Mexicans. Boy, am I on a roll with these, and hopefully you are enjoying them. It's almost like there's some kind of pattern of reoccurring theme in Hollyweird that is exclusionary to those of the brown persuasion. This time around, I'm taking a quick look at Aliens, the film Aliens 1986, which was a blockbuster by James Cameron. Now, this is weird because I just wrote about another movie without Mexicans, also made by James Cameron. It's almost like he has a problem with raza. We are not representing. That film he was talking about was Strange Days, I believe. I think that's Cameron produced, Catherine Bigelow directed. So here, Carlos questions if were there any Mexicans in either of the Terminator films. And yes, I do want to remind the audience that the late great actress Diane Rodriguez portrayed a friend of Sarah Connor when they crossed the border, and even hugs little John Connor, saying, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" If you remember that, I do. So we did get that. Now, you may or may not know the actress who plays Vasquez is, in fact, a white woman named Jeanette Goldstein, whom they spray-tanned, dyed, and taught how to act like a tough Chicana from East LA. Now, I will say this, and I've said it before. Miss Goldstein did an admirable job. So admirable, I did not know she wasn't Latina many years later. Whenever I read something like this or think about Vasquez, and kudos to Carlos as well for giving the Latino Slant props at the end of this, where he talks about us interviewing V. Castro in her book, Aliens Vasquez. So that was great. Thanks a lot. So I encourage you to read the rest of this article, where some points I agree with and some points I do. Most notably, I don't blame Cameron or any artistic choices made by directors in Hollywood. Would I have liked to have seen it different? Absolutely. But once I start dictating artistic freedom, then we start getting into kind of the cancellation and, the moral police and thought police activities, which I don't want any part of. It is, however, incredibly lazy, which this has continued to this day, which just is mind-boggling as to why these portrayals exist and why they're still so god-awful in some cases. Yeah, Disney, I'm talking to you. When I think of this character, I think of the time in the mid-'80s as to were there any other Latina actresses at the time. What I want to do really quickly is give you guys 4 actors from the 80s who would have kicked ass in this role. Julie Carmen, Maria Conchita Alonso, Elizabeth Pena, and Rachel Ticotin. Now, with Rachel and Elizabeth Pena, not only were they names at the time, but had already established themselves in Hollywood with great performances and could have brought to life in Vasquez that Latina breath of fire, physical and emotional believability. But that wasn't the case. Were they even considered. How about that? Cameron, did you take a look at any of these actors that I had brought up from the 80s? Finally, in another recent article by Carlos Cantana on the Daily Chela, he talks about today's Chicano leadership, and I want to scroll down to a point here when he says, lately I've been going back and reading Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, and others. Much of what they wrote and talked about is applicable to the issues that still face Raza today, particularly in the realm of leadership. Now, let's connect this with leaders in Hollywood and what we're talking about in regards to this bizarro world of portrayal and casting in the last, I would say, 60 years. Malcolm X says, show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. They are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know, what the white man wants them to hear. Malcolm X, 1963. I bring this up because this is at the heart of the problem with Hollywood and its portrayals of Latinos, Mexican Americans in particular. There are no leaders, free thinkers in the establishment of the Hollywood studios to point out as far as you're doing this right or you're doing this wrong, hire this person, not this person. It still continues today. Case in point, the horrific portrayal of of Jessie Valenzuela in National Treasure, where she is a DACA dreamer, undocumented, and in every scene, everyone, white people, black people, continue to remind her she could be deported at any minute while she is treasure hunting. This is a huge problem, guys. And I connected all from the portrayal of Vasquez all the way up through the decades to where we're at right now. We got to point this out. We got to call it out. We got to say, Hollywood, ya basta, this is bullshit. Get with the real program and get some real creators in there that know the community and that can open up a huge demographic for you. Don't forget to check out Carlos Cantana. We'll have his contacts. We'll have his links in the bio. What do you guys think? Let me know. I want to hear your comments. I want your engagement wherever you're at. Keep your slant fuerte.